Once hailed as one of the most powerful women in music, she broke barriers, rewrote the rules, and stood tall in the shadow of her legendary brother, Michael Jackson. But one split-second wardrobe malfunction was all it took to unravel decades of brilliance. This is the rise, and the heartbreaking fall, of Janet Jackson. For younger generations, names like Rihanna, Beyoncé, and Britney Spears are pop royalty. But behind their success stands a pioneer, Janet Jackson. Born into the famed Jackson family, Janet's career began at age 7, performing in Las Vegas and starring on TV. Though her brothers, especially Michael, dominated the spotlight, Janet quietly forged her own path. Her third studio album, Control, released in 1986, marked her rebellion against her father's control and her full creative independence. It was a massive success, and paved the way for Rhythm Nation 1814, an album that wasn't just music. It was a political and social statement. Her dance anthems carried messages of racial unity, gender equality, and resilience, and her impact was undeniable. With over 100 million records sold, dozens of chart-topping hits, and a legacy cemented in music history, Janet Jackson was more than a superstar. She was a force of change. But on February 1, 2004, during the Super Bowl halftime show with Justin Timberlake, everything changed. In a moment that lasted less than a second, Justin tore part of Janet's costume, exposing her right breast to a live global audience of millions. Though it was clearly an accident, the media outrage was swift and relentless. The scandal was dubbed Nipplegate. And somehow, Janet took the fall. She was banned from TV networks, blacklisted from radio, and disinvited from the Grammy Awards. Justin, on the other hand, faced almost no consequences. He apologized and went on to release best-selling albums, even returning to headline the Super Bowl in 2018. It was a harsh reminder of the racial and gender double standards embedded in the entertainment industry. A black woman vilified, a white man forgiven. Janet's albums after the scandal struggled to gain traction. Without mainstream support or promotion, her once unshakable career began to fade. Worse, her public image suffered further, as she became a target for mockery and judgment. Years later, she reappeared with a drastically altered appearance, the result of rumored cosmetic surgeries. Critics labeled her a plastic surgery disaster, ignoring the immense pressure she faced living under a microscope. Janet Jackson went from symbol of empowerment to a cautionary tale, all because of a moment she didn't cause and couldn't control. But despite it all, Janet's legacy remains untouchable. She is one of the most influential black female artists in history, paving the way for generations of performers. Her music, her voice, and her fight against injustice continue to inspire. Janet may never have received the full recognition she deserved, but she gave the world a sound, a vision, and a message that still echoes today. She wasn't just Michael Jackson's little sister. She was, and still is, Janet, a legend in her own right.